Hi friends, I'm Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Figured I would cut that short since I was jammed next to a pipe down there. That was the that was under the grates. The with all the pipes, the maze-looking thing there. That's what would happen when you would find like a little crack in the grates at Micro Mayhem. Hey, does anybody need a newbie drone Flow 2306.5 version 1 1850 kV motor? Very specific, but if anybody needs one of these, I don't know why I have one of these, but I do. I have one of these here. So yeah, if you need one, let me know. Welcome to Sim Sunday. We're going to be reassembling a Tiny Whoop. We are going to spec out the what has now become a 65mm Walksnail build. I've kind of changed my mind on going directly into a 75. I want to see how light can I make a 65mm 1080p Walksnail light carrying Tiny Whoop. Because for chasing the little RC drift cars, lightweight is everything. So yeah, the first Walksnail build here is going to be in a Meteor 65 frame with, I think, 0702 30,000s. And we're going to try the Mobula 6 canopy, BT 2.0, Gemfan biblades. Well, look at that. There we go. We just spec'd it out. Yeah, so that's going to be the first attempt at a Walksnail light build. I have two of the 1S Walksnail like non-lights, which are 2 grams heavier. And I'm going to put those into a 75 rig right off the bat. Don't know what I'm going to... yeah, I haven't thought all the way through that build yet. I think maybe that'll go on the 1002 driveline. Maybe not, though. Maybe... You know what I could do that in? I could do that on with the 0603 26,000s as a way of keeping the weight down. I don't know what else to do with those 0603 26,000s. So that could be kind of interesting. I had those on not 75, on 1.6 inch bi-blades, and it was really good. My worry with it was that they've only got 1mm motor shafts, and I was worried about bending them and ruining the motors. But with these Walksnail setups, I'm more building like cinematic kind of tiny whoops, so that could be interesting. That could be a super interesting build. I don't know. We'll talk more about it in a little bit here. Today is a Sim Sunday live stream, so we're going to be hopping into Velocidrone and doing things in there. Shout out to CMYK. He sent me a little package of stickers. Very, very cool of him. If you need graphic design done and you go to anyone other than CMYK, you're just an idiot. You're an idiot. Sorry, but, you know, you are. He is an amazing graphic designer and a really cool person. Yeah, he's got all kinds of really cool little designs that he's done, and I love it. Can't wait to stick these all over things. Look, this one says Leet! Didn't think I knew that, did you? I don't know computers, but fuck your life. Bing bong. And a holographic one. I don't know what this is. Does that say Cough Cool? Cough Cool, right? I think that's Cough Cool. Look at this little Garbage Pail Kids. I don't think he designed this. I think this is maybe an actual Garbage Pail Kid card. Capped Calvin. You guys remember these things? I was not allowed these when I was a kid, but my cousin Mark had them. And I remember thinking it was the coolest goddamn thing on earth. But I couldn't have them. And then look at this. He did a little sticker sheet. This one's pretty cool. Last pack tombstone. Up here we've got Delicious Full Send. I love it, man. He's a super talented guy. 6040, 420 volts, eater. And then another little jibby jabby. Super cool stuff. Thank you, CMYK. As always, you're an amazing dude. What else is happening? Tiny Whoop reassembly, 65mm budget? No. Walksnail build begins. Sim Sunday. We got it. In the chat, Punkelflufen. No English. Ooh. I'm gonna take one of these little guys, and I'm gonna stick it on my little toolbox. Yeah. Should I do? I think I'm gonna do this little 666 CMYK 666 gigabytes. This is gonna go on the little. I got a couple little spots left on the toolbox here. Not toolcase. What is this one? Is this one not cut out? This one's not cut out. Is this one not cut out? These are not cut out. Oh, these are clear stickers, aren't they? Ah, yes, these are clear stickers. Okay. All right, so much for that. Don't mind me, I'm just here figuring things out. Pluckle says, morning, he was first. Frilo Joe, Apache, Smoke Wood and Sniper, Denzel the Terrible, Hockey Rounds, the Spander, Rob Axelson, Rock Crawler, Douglas Otwell, Denzel the Terrible, Brandon Woodford, Julian Dan, Mr. Huggy, Fire Mike, Robert Rosser, Julian Dan again, Chris Long, Technique, CiottiFPV is in the house. What's up, homie? Good to have you. Confused is here. Bob Bruce, Kevin Sumner, Freeloader, Chris Long, Technique with a $2 super chat. He says, for Danzilla the Terrible, if anything happens. What's happening with Danzilla the Terrible? You can write off your phone and your taxes? I feel like I missed a joke. Just in time. Just in Time says, "Hey, just in time. Type CiottiFPV. Just Ciotti doesn't get it. You got to type CiottiFPV, no spaces, for it to light up in orange." Nick Burns showed in one of his videos the camera mount for the Walksnail Lite VTX. Which video was it? Just in Time. I want to take a look at it. Peter Sovis is here. Denzel the Terrible, just in time. I think I got everybody. What's up, friends? If you want to talk directly to me, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV. And it'll light up in orange like this. You don't have to put an at in front of it. Looks like everybody is. But yeah, you just got to spell it right. You can do this with each other. If you type Mr. Huggy with no spaces into the chat, for Mr. Huggy, it'll light up in orange. He'll know you're talking to him. This is my full-time job. If you'd like to support me on the insane journey that is attempting to do FPV full-time, head on over to CiottiFPV.com and click all the buttons that you can afford to click. Patreon helps me out the most, and you can hop on for as little as 10 cents a day. 10 cents a day! It makes a huge difference. It is the only reason that I can continue to do this full time. We've had a bunch of new patrons, which is super cool. Adi, welcome to the Gangely Gang. Little bit of off-axis FPV hopping up on his tier. Very cool of him. Colin Winans. Welcome to the gangliest of gangs and all the gang. Travis Morton, welcome to the Gangly Gang as well. Wise Mac, welcome. Fly Tribe Magazine, we've been talking about them a bunch lately. Thanks for hopping onto the Patreon. And Kim Fused, thank you so much. Very, very, very cool of you all to support your gangly buddy and join the Patreon. I'm actually... I've been going through the Patreon and deleting a lot of the older, so, you know, I use Patreon as a spot to dump the links to the live streams so that it generates an email to you so that you don't miss any streams. But then they all pile up and they kind of junk up the Patreon because there's some really good like tech articles and whatnot in there. So every once in a while I'll go through and delete a whole bunch of the older live stream posts so that it's just easier for you to kind of navigate in there and find like the audio versions of the live streams that I've done and the tech articles and the little weights and the random like unreleased edits that I put up there. So yeah, I have a tab opened and like every day I'm going through there's like 300 and some live stream posts in there right now. So yeah, I'm going to do 15, 20, 30 a day and then within a week or two, it'll be cleaned up. And then I can go and junk it all up again. RT McKinley, also, thank you for joining the Patreon. RT joined on a pretty serious tier. He's trying to win some stuff. Very, very cool of him. Much appreciative on the support, RT. And then Earthwalker as well. Thank you for joining the gangliest of gangs in all the land. Oh, Donald Nielsen as well. My emails got completely out of hand over Rampage weekend, and it just all kind of piled up. So sorry about that, but I should be somewhat caught up right now. Thanks again, Donald Nielsen, and Earthwalker, and all the other lovelies. Oh God, MG as well. MG, welcome to the Gangly Gang. Thank you for joining. I still do not have my Facebook back. Apparently it takes like 2 weeks for them to deal with the, I don't know. But I just have to wait. There's nothing I can do. I've done research. Yeah, I just have to wait. Douglas Otwell with a $10 super chat. He says, thanks to you and the channel. Got my Mobula 6 boards working. Very cool. Love to hear that. All right, let me get caught up on chat, see the people that have tagged me so far. Well, hold on. Like I said, Patreon helps me out the most, but there's also an Etsy store with some really fun stickers and random hardware, and I will be adding some more stickers and some more hardware to that very, very soon. Fiverr, if you want to work directly with me one-on-one, I've been doing this for 7 years. I would love to help you out and give you a ton of knowledge all at once in a half an hour or an hour-long one-on-one session. We can do flight instruction, we can do tuning, we can do build planning, or we can just talk. And you just hit me with those one-on-one questions, and I give you all the juicy answers. Teespring, I got some fun shirts and random apparel. PayPal, if you want to do a super chat, but you don't want YouTube to take 30%, I'm cool with them taking 30% because they give me this spot to live stream from. But if you don't want that, here's your solution. And then all these affiliate links. Whenever you're ordering stuff online, someone has an affiliate link. Help that content creator out. They're probably struggling like me. We Bleed FPV, Newbie Drone FPV Cycle, Amazon, Get FPV, Oh My God, HG0, Flywoo, Emacs, Banggood, Camera Butter, AliExpress. If you replace your bookmarks with these links, just right-click them and copy link address. You won't even have to come here and remember to click the affiliate links. I can't remember to come there and go there and click them. Hey, computer people, I need a 1 or 2 more 4 terabyte internal hard drives. It needs to be SATA. Who's the hot heat now? Is it Western Digital? And like, is there a decent budget hard drive? I also kind of need this is what I need, a SATA like this. I also kind of need another enclosure. I kind of like these ones because they're cheap. And I find them to be kind of cool looking. Where the hell are they? So I have one of these, Yoda Master, and it's very slow, and I don't like it at all. This style here. What do they call that? Docking station? Yeah. So, SATA hard drive, docking station. What's kind of cool about the little docking stations is that they don't have to have a fan, so it's nice and quiet. The Yoda Master is loud with the fan, but it's also slow. So yeah, you computer wizards, do you have any suggestions for me for the little docking station? The one that I have right now is made by Deco. I don't know. It's silver. So I would love it to be another silver one, but that's not a deal breaker. I don't know. The Yoda Master enclosure that I have is a 4 slot. I don't know if that's why it has anything to do with it being slower. But yeah, if I have to do it, just get another one of these 2 bays, that's fine. I have 2 in this little jobby that I have now, the little double. I have 2 4 terabyte drives. I need at least 2 more 4 terabyte drives. So I don't know if there's a quad bay one of these that's not going to be slow. I'd be down for that, and also hopefully it's kind of, I know I'm asking for a lot, but I kind of need it to be cheap too. But yeah, I mean these are super cheap, 45 bucks, 45 bucks, 21, Jesus. So yeah, if any of you wizards of the computer world, Jesus Christ, how fucking old am I? Have any suggestions, let me know. I don't want anything that has any kind of like fancy RAID or anything like that. I do manual backups. I have had RAID fail on me. I've had Drobos fail on me. I'm just not into it anymore. I do manual backups every couple of months. And I also let Time Machine run. And between those 2 things, I haven't lost data in a long time. Knock on wood. So yeah, let me know. Shoot me a message somewhere. All of my social media stuff is on CiottiFPV.com, or just hop on over to Discord. There's a link to that, and message me there, wherever. Cool. Apache Smoke Wood Cyber says, good evening, what's up, and hello, Gangely Gang. How's everybody doing this sunny Sunday? I try to be there for the live stream, but I'm celebrating my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Apache Smoke Wood and Cyber's Mom. It's all good, brother. Go celebrate with your mama. That's, my eyes are fucking killing me. I can't see doing a good live stream today. I almost couldn't. My eyes were bothering me so much before the live stream, I almost couldn't see going live. Ha ha ha! Espander says, hey, Gangly Gang, CiottiFPV. Rob Axelson says, stuck at work. Rockcrawler says, hola! Brandon Woodford says, hey, man, what's good? Julianne Dan says, I'm excited for this one. I'm enjoying Walksnail and just recently got a little more into whoops. I just hit that button. I don't know why. I'd rather invest in this build than use my box goggles. LOL. Slat says, oi! Bob Bruce says, I used to have many garbage pail kids. LOL. Kevin Sumner says, what's up? Technique, thanks again for the super chat. Douglas Otwell, thanks again for the super chat. Love that you got those Mobula 6 boards working. God, my eyes are killing me. Justin Time says, I'll do some digging again. I'll let you know in the next live stream, or if I can find it, I'll let you know what video. Cool, thanks, dude. Freelojo says, I'm slow today twice, LOL. With a little up arrow? What am I looking for? It's a retracted? I don't know what's happening. Fire Mike says, do you still have the goggles you want at Rampage? I do not. They sold, like, immediately. On that live stream, I said, hey, these are for sale, like 20 bucks less than whatever they sell for on the internet. And I got an email that night saying, hey, I want them. And I actually just printed out the label, and they're all boxed up and ready to go. So yeah, unfortunately, they are gone. Where we at? Denzel the Terrible says, expensive, but OWC enclosures all day. Denzel the Terrible also says, HD toaster. Garter Rotor says, yep, I can concur. Your Yoda Master is slow AF enclosure. Is that like a known thing? Yoda Masters are junk? Good to know. Garter Rotor says, just an FYI, I built 2 Beta FPV 65 Pro Walksnail light rigs. The 35 versus 31 helps a bit with the extra poundage. Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to do that. The only problem is doing the 65 Pro build forces me to use either tri or quad blades. Technically, I can cut 2 of the blades off of the quad blades, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not playing that game. You end up with a propeller that's not perfectly balanced, and this is like a cinema rig. I'm kind of okay with a lower power to weight ratio with this build because it's kind of a specific build for chasing these little drift cars. What I don't like about the extra weight is going to be that it's going to hurt runtime. But I've got a lot of these batteries, so a lot of these We Bleed 300 mAh. I just like kind of re-upped on them. So yeah, I'm kind of fine with it. I like here's the long and short of it, right? Chasing something. Chasing something that kind of chasing RC drift cars. They're moving around quite a bit, so you have to be able to then move around quite a bit, and so lightweight wins every single time. Like a 75 millimeter rig is just extra frame material to weigh it down, and like yes, you're gonna get longer run times and more power, but you don't need longer run times would be nice, but you don't need more power when chasing something unless you can't keep up, and that's not a problem that I have. So yeah, for this specific thing that I'm trying to do, lightweight is just absolutely everything. And so we can build a rig that's kind of like fatter than it should be, right? And like is not going to perform well at all as a freestyle rig. But that's okay. We're not flying at freestyle, right? So, yeah, that's kind of my thought process with this. And that's been my experience, right? Like if you're looking to chase stuff, it's really nice to be as lightweight as possible because you end up being super, super, super maneuverable. And you don't have this situation where the quad wants to just... So, like, most of the stuff that we chase is ground-based, right? Tires that grip against the ground, feet that grip against the ground. And when you have purchase... It's a word that Adam Savage from Tested and Mythbusters uses a lot. It's a little bit of a bougie kind of word, so I typically don't use it, but I thought it'd be funny to throw it out there. Yeah, the things that we're chasing have purchase on the ground, so they can change directions very, 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 very quickly, compared to us, who we're trying to push against the air, and the air moves out of the way, right? So we have to work, if the thing that we're chasing is not just going in a straight line, if it's changing direction, we have to work really hard to build something to mimic that, and to not have a situation where the thing on the ground changes direction and we're left holding the bag and trying to keep up, right? So yeah, we're gonna go absolutely as lightweight as humanly possible with this initial Walksnail 1S build. You know, the Walksnail 1S board and camera are less than 8 grams. They're super, super, super lightweight. So I want to put these on the lightest weight build possible. And then CiottiFPV sent 2 of these regular 1S ones, and it makes much more sense to just drop these into a 75mm rig. One of these we're going to try to do a little freestyle setup with. So one of these is going to go with, yeah, I don't know what the, I guess a set of the TinyWhoop iGal motors, which I already have. I guess these are kind of destined for, or maybe the 1002s. I don't know. So I have 2 I don't know, man. The 1002s. So if I do this with the 1002s, I have those Flywoo 23,500 kV motors. That is going to most closely mimic the man, MSHE just asked a great question that I can't wait to talk about, but let me finish this thought. This on 1002s is going to mimic the Rotor Riot TinyWhoop Walksnail build, which I flew at Rampage, and I was pretty surprised by it. It flew really decent. So I'm kind of tempted to do that, but at the end of the day, it would make more sense to pair it up with 802s with the 1.5mm shaft, because these are going to be significantly lighter than the 1002s, and on freestyle we still want to reduce the weight, right? I don't know what to do with those 1002s. There's a chance that that these 802s trying to drag around an extra 10 grams is not going to work out. So maybe I'll operate under that assumption initially here, and the freestyle rig will be the 1002. Let's just do that. Let's just go down that road, because I don't know what else to do with these. All right, so I just figured it out. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do 2 Walksnail regular 1S 10-ish gram builds. This makes the most sense because this is going to allow me to head-to-head them to really figure this out. We're going to do one build with the Flywoo 1002 23,500 kV motors. We're going to do a completely identical build with either the iGal 0802 27,000s, or I'll wait for the Snowblower 0802 25,000s to come back in stock. I would kind of like to do it with the Snowblowers because 25,000 kV is a little bit closer to the 23,500 here. I mean, the higher kV iGal motors make more sense because you can just motor limit them down. But these I've kind of been using on this jungle gym bashing analog build, which I was kind of planning on putting back together, but technically I could leave it apart. Just for the moment. I haven't been flying it that much. And I could drop that X12 AIO into something else. So yeah, that's what I'll do. We'll do 2 75mm Walksnail builds with big beefy motors, and then with potentially too small of a motor. The big beefy motors will probably be on these 1608 tri-blades, and then the smaller, higher kV motors will be on biblades. And yeah, we'll see if the smaller motors get too hot. And yeah, 10 extra grams for the Walksnail camera and VTX, and a bigger, it's going to have a bigger canopy than what we're normally putting on these things. That's significant, and it very well could be a little bit too much for the 802s. I have a feeling that it won't be because, you know, we really blip the throttle pretty quickly on these things. We're not really like digging into the throttle like racers. MSHE, Mshi, I'm going to say, asks a great question. CiottiFPV, do you find that more blades gives more purchase on Tiny Whoops? A great question. A question that I myself have asked many times over the years. I was pretty sure that the answer to that was yes a long time ago. And over the last probably about 2 years that I've been continually trying 75mm builds, because there's a relationship there as well. I have realized that for the way that I fly, there is no difference. So let's dig into this. A quad with open props. How the hell do I not have one handy? A quad with open props. So the answer to this, and this discussion has a lot to do with how you fly, to be really honest with you. Personally, I fly very cinematic and very flat. I try not to roll over like a racer. I try to do everything as flat as possible, and when I turn, I coordinate my sticks. You'll see it in the simulator in a little bit. I coordinate both yaw and roll, and what that does is it gets the rig to corner flat. So your camera view, your horizon line, stays as flat as possible. Racers don't care about that because they're not filming cinematic stuff, right? So they roll over a ton when they come into a corner, and they use the angle on the rig to really dig in and drive itself back. When you corner flat like I do, you actually have to kind of over-rotate, because the only, you know, when you roll over, you're able to push all this thrust sideways from the roll that you've created here, and you can like almost bank and yank around corners, right? When you corner flat, the only thrust that's pushing sideways is coming out the back. So to do the same thing, you've got to over-rotate. You know, you've got a bunch of momentum coming at the camera. If I now want to turn this direction, I can do this, but then it's just going to slide. And eventually it's going to kill that sideways momentum. But if you want to stick close to the object, you actually have to over-rotate so that you can spill a bunch of the thrust in this direction to counteract the momentum that you've built up. Or you can slow down so that you don't have as much momentum in this direction. So you slow down coming up to it, and then you turn flat, and there's just not as much momentum, right? So that's an open, so we're talking about an open propellered rig right now. And so when you talk about like what kills the momentum, right? You have all this momentum here, you turn it 90 degrees. How does this momentum go away? One way is to build a lighter rig. The lighter the rig, the less momentum to keep carrying, right? The next way is to have more wind resistance, more things that are going to hit the wind and, again, kill that momentum, because that's what's... Without the air, it would continue going this direction forever, right? So the air is the thing that's really stopping it. And one of the ways to do that is to go to a 4-blade or a 5-blade or a 6-blade or even an 8-blade propeller, because the more blades, the more often there's a piece of plastic in the way of the air that's coming in this direction. So on an open propellered rig, adding blades will make it slide less. It will carve more. It'll be more of like a scalpel. It'll fly more like a Tiny Whoop or a really lightweight rig. Okay, so Mashi, you're on the right track, but you said Tiny Whoops. And there's the problem with Tiny Whoops. It's not an open propellered rig. This guard is the absolute maximum amount of wind resistance possible when you turn flat and the rig is sliding sideways. So if you run a 3-blade or a 2-blade or a 500-blade propeller, it's not going to matter when you're flat, when you corner flat. The second that you stand it up like this, like a racer, now it makes a difference because more blades, more wind resistance, right? When you stand it up, if you come into the corner and you roll over and you turn it like this, extra blades are going to definitely have this thing flying more like it's on rails. So it really, and man, this has taken me forever to kind of figure out. And so, yeah, it really depends on what you're doing. If you're flying cinematic, in my opinion, you should be coordinating your sticks and you should be trying to keep the horizon line dead flat all the time. Technically speaking, you don't have to. You can just roll the damn thing over and then let Real Steady Go or Gyro Flow take care of it. The problem is, as soon as you lose that horizon line, Gyro Flow or Real Steady Go are going to have to zoom in like crazy. And I do not like the way that zoom in and zoom out looks. So I prefer to keep the horizon as flat as possible so that I can have maximum resolution. It's not always perfect. I'll lose the horizon line by a little bit and there'll be a little tiny zoom, but man, it makes a big difference than just saying screw it and bank and yank the damn thing around the corner and let it zoom into like half the frame. So yeah, great question, Mishi. Really depends on how you fly, but if you're flying cinematic, and you've got guards, the multi-bladed... So here's what you get from multi-bladed propellers in CiottiWhoop settings is they're quieter. Bi-blades are loud, tri-blades are a little bit quieter, 4, 5, 6, 8 blades, they just continue... Well, they don't really continue to get quieter. I've found that 5 blades is the sweet spot beyond 5 blades, and you don't really get much of a reduction in noise. So on a ducted or a prop guarded rig, yeah, multi-blades don't really make it any more accurate is the word that I use to describe this. They just make it quieter, and you lose efficiency too. But yeah, there's, as with all things in FPV, everything's a big balance. So yeah, thank you for letting me talk about that. That's something that like I try to mention as often as possible, but like I can't just launch into that at random. Like it helps when a question gets asked regarding it. Like I said, that's taken me a long time to figure out. Like for a while. So and then the other part of that is that for a while I thought that 75mm rigs with their bigger footprint would be more of would have more aerodynamic drag to offset the extra weight. So I thought that 75mm rigs would be okay inside because it's a bigger prop. It's more wind resistance from the size being bigger. But as it turns out, the amount of extra weight offsets it has more of an impact than the additional size of this frame and propeller. And the 75mm rigs are not easier to fly inside. They're actually significantly harder to fly inside. And so, yeah, lightweight is everything. If you want something that's really accurate, and Jesus, I've tested this over thousands of batteries in the last couple of years. Yeah, if you want something that's super accurate, that you can fly in the house and shoot tiny little gaps reliably, or if you're trying to chase something that moves around a lot, lightweight is everything. And so I'm going to let that drive the initial Walksnail build. And 8 grams for the Walksnail Lite, that's a lot. That's going to have a really big impact. And so the balance that I'm trying to strike here with these Walksnail builds is keep it absolutely as light as possible, but I have to have enough power. I have to have enough runtime, right? So because of those things, 65 might actually not work, but I want to try it first. I because 65 is going to be the absolute lightest weight possible option, and that will more than likely have the biggest impact on the ability to do this specific thing that I'm trying to do, which is chasing these little RC drift cars that, you know, I mean, that drift cars in general don't really change directions all that fast. They speed up pretty quickly, but then they do everything else very gently and very slowly. It's why it's kind of boring to me compared to like real motorsport. But they're still changing direction a whole hell of a lot more quickly than what our rigs are willing to do when you're flying them flat through the loose air, right? Like you push air and it's like, look at all this air that's moving out of the way. I put my hand on the desk and try to do that, and now I push myself, you know? All right, cool. Let me scroll back up and let's get caught up on chat, and then we'll dive into some work. Denzel, I think the last comment I read was, Denzel the Terrible says, expensive, but OWC enclosures all day. I would love to not have something expensive, but if it's worth it, I guess I'll do it. But yeah, anybody know of some cheap enclosure options that are good? To be honest, I'll just figure out. I'll just get another one of these little, the best little. Denzel the Terrible says HD toaster. It's a great description of it. I'm super happy with the little double bay that I've got. I'll just get another one of those if I have to, because it's fast. But yeah, you guys know way better than me. Cool. Kevin Sumner says, if you need a 4 terabyte, I can just send you one I have hanging out. That would be amazing. As long as it's like a good one. You know, if it's old or mangled or a cheap, shitty brand, and I'm gonna lose data on it, then yeah. But I doubt that you have garbage hard drives sitting around. So message me, Kevin. That's rad. Denzel the Trouble, we got that. Hockey Round says, ever consider setting up a NAS, network attached storage? Nope, I didn't even know that was a thing until I read it just now. Thank God you told me what NAS stands for. Ben Veltman says, I've been very happy with my Iron Wolf drives for my server and Barracuda Pro for my mass storage. Denzel the Terrible says, just eject a drive and drop in a new one. That's what those docks are for. Why get another? I don't know. I think they look cool, and to be honest, they're just really cheap, and there's no fan in them, so they're not loud. I have the drive sitting like right back behind the mic, so the Yoda Master with the fan in it, I had to put down low because the fan is kind of noisy. But yeah, Ben Veltman says Iron Wolf drives. So hold on, I'm gonna go to Amazon. I'm gonna search for Iron Wolf 4TB SATA. All right, cool. I'm just gonna open up a couple tabs here. I'm gonna end up. You guys are gonna suggest a bunch of stuff, and then whatever's the cheapest is what I'm gonna end up getting. And then Barracuda Pro 4TB SATA. All right, cool. Thanks, fellas. And okay, Barracuda Pro was those are the ones that were coming up at the top of the of that initial Amazon search I did. So that's cool. Where else are we at here? Look at all these people talking good about manual backups. Hell yeah, man. For real. Come on now. What fucking year is this? God damn it. It's like insane that we need to do that, but whatever. Kevin Sumner says, if you care about speed, you need to get a Thunderbolt enclosure, not just USB, especially USB 2. So speed isn't like that important. Like I don't want it to be slow, but I have a solid. Basically, my workflow, if I do editing, is I pull the files over onto a solid state drive that I have, and then I edit off of that solid state drive, you know, which is infinitely fast, basically. So yeah, speed is not that important, but like at the beginning of the live streams and whatnot, I'll just play footage from these drives, and the Yoda Master can't keep up, and it like freezes every like 10 seconds. The little toaster enclosure that I've got, it can keep up and just play regular old Session 5 footage without any nonsense. So yeah, I don't need screaming fast because I don't really edit directly from these drives, but it can't be as slow as the Yoda. It can't be as slow as Yoda. Rodney says, get a Mediasonic Pro Box 4-bay. They're both USB 3 and eSATA. I run several of them for backup purposes. All right, cool. So I'm going to open up one more tab here with that. And, oh, that's interesting. I was actually looking at this. This is, I was looking at a Mediasonic when I got the Yoda Master. And, hey, there it is. This is the one that I've got. Yeah, I just, to be honest, I like the way this looked better. I definitely want something that's silver. So, yeah. Sorry, Mediasonic. You're the wrong color. I would also love to have something without a fan in it. If that's a bad idea, just let me know. Friends, I trust your, look at this. Terramat, oh, $220? Come on now. Why are they so goddamn expensive? This is ridiculous. All right. Well, you know. Mr. Huggy says, I use Super Duper for Mac as a backup. Man, I've had Super Duper forever. Jesus, that's been one of these applications that I haven't used in a long time, but I've always had it. Makes a mirror of your hard drives and then just syncs them every so often. Super Duper, God, I'll never forget that. Like, the first time I heard about that software, I was like, man, what a great name. Kevin Summer says, in terms of what drive, HGST is the brand to beat. Do not buy Seagate anything. Western Digital and Toshiba are okay. HGST. All right, so don't buy Seagate. All right, so closing this. Iron Wolf, it looks like, is Seagate too. Oh boy, a fist fight's about to pop off in the chat. I trust Kevin Sumner. Sorry, whoever suggested the Seagate stuff. HGST. HGST. Oh, come on, you fart bag. HGST. What? Stop it! That. HGST. Okay. All right. Got some HGST stuff up. I only trust Kevin Sumner because I know him. If you want to dive into the numbers, backblaze.com. I don't. I trust you guys. Just in Time says, Nick Burns' Avatar Mini 1S Lite video talks about the mount, 6 minutes, 51 seconds. Avatar Mini 1S Lite. All right, so let's do this. We're going to come here. We're going to go here. We're going to search for Nick Burns. Here's how you search somebody's channel, friends. This is the best thing ever. Little tiny magnifying glass right here. And now you can just search that specific channel. Look at that. And I wonder if this is the one. 5 months ago. 827. Let's take a look. And it's 6 minutes, 51 seconds. 6 minutes, 50. Hey, there we go. Ah, okay. So I know this canopy. This is a Walksnail specific canopy that someone sells. I found this last night. I want to say Race Day Quads has this canopy in stock. The only thing I don't understand or like about this canopy is it uses screws on the side, but this Avatar 1S Lite kit, there are no mounting screws in there, so there must be another piece, and it might be the same piece that it might be the same piece that Happy Model uses on their Mobula 6. I just kind of can't see it. I wish somebody would take one of these apart. I've never seen one of these ripped apart before. And I can't quite see in there. No, there's no disassembly. No disassemble, Johnny 5. Oh, oh, oh. So that, yeah, how is it mounted? How is that mounted? That's the question. What about here? What about this? Is this just the naked Walksnail 1S Lite? Looks like it is. All right, I'll keep looking, man. I'll keep looking. Walksnail Mini 1S. This is the regular Mini 1S. Okay. All right. Thank you, dude. Mikhail says, what analog VTX do you prefer these days? Where'd it go? Love the Tramp HVs, and they fit well on the glide using Rush TBS Pro 32 RDQ Mach 3s lately. RDQ Mach 3s I've had terrible luck with. I do stay away from those, and every VTX that AKK makes. I've had horrible luck with them. Rush has been pretty good, although the 20x20 mount Rush does not seem to output anywhere near 800 milliwatts when you set it to 800 milliwatts. It actually outputs less when you set it to 800 than it does when you set it to the one notch down, which I think is either 500 or 400. So yeah, I'm not doing the Rush 20x20s anymore. T-Motor has a clone of that, which might be good, but yeah, I stay away from the Rush 20x20s. I still have a ton of Immersion RC tramps, so that's still what I'm using. They are discontinued though, so much like with everything, I feel like everything that I use now is discontinued. I think at this point, like the Rush, the bigger Rush VTXs might be the way to go, or the T-Motor version of it, the T-Motor 20x20 VTX, and then yeah, like TBS Pro 32 or something like that. I haven't tested many of these VTXs because I've got so many of these Immersion RC tramps that I kind of haven't needed to. Whee! Hey, does anybody need a Newbie Flow 2306.5 version 1 1850 motor? I don't know why, but I have one. Machi says, cinematic style really makes sense. I just put bi-blades on my 75mm for the first time a few years and was surprised by how good they are. Yeah, man, the Gemfan bi-blades for Tiny Whoops are phenomenal. They are so good. If you can get a motor that has enough RPM for them, it's absolute magic. Nani FPV says hello, watching iGao stream 2. What's going on, Gangely Gang? Alec Dvornik says hi. I didn't realize there was an iGao stream. What are they doing? Are they doing streams every Sunday now? Should I be changing my time slot on Sunday to not bleed over them? I was here first though. Damn it. Alex Vornick says, on some routers, you can plug the drive into it and it makes it a network drive. That's interesting. I don't even have a router. The cable modem from AT&T is a router. I wonder if I could plug into that. PJ says hello. Ben Veltman says, just finished my first toothpick, having some issues with the camera shutting off mid-flight. That's scary. 1S, Happy Model X12, Caddx Ant Lite. Seems like a brownout. Any thoughts on what I should look at? You gotta you want to try to isolate it a little bit more. So like if you say it seems like a brownout, what I would be doing is like hammering on the throttle to see if you can drop the voltage down low enough to reproduce the problem like a couple of times, right? And that's how you can kind of figure out if it's a brownout. So like if it's a toothpick, you can probably just put it on your desk and put your finger up on top of it and just see if you can get a correlation going between hammering the throttle and the voltage dropping so low that the camera shuts off. It shouldn't do that, but yeah, that's how that troubleshoot probably needs to go. There's like the Happy Model X12 doesn't just like shut the camera off mid-flight normally. You know what I mean? So yeah, you've got to sort of troubleshoot that. I don't really have enough info here to do much of anything. But yeah, you want to try to link the camera shutting off up with a behavior, being hard on the throttle and seeing the voltage come down. Sometimes if you flip the thing over really fast, it'll jiggle the wire and the wire will come unplugged, right? You gotta draw a correlation to be able to troubleshoot this stuff. And I'm not seeing anything from that I can really latch onto from your chat comment. So yeah, that'd be my suggestion there. If you can't draw a correlation, if it's happening like pretty random, you just have to start replacing stuff. I would replace the camera first because it's the cheapest. And then if that doesn't fix it, it's kind of got to be the AIO. So yeah, that's pretty much the entire troubleshooting path for you. Mr. Huggy says the new Macs have USB 4, which is 20 gigabytes per second. Yeah, it's a Mac Mini from about a year ago, almost exactly a year ago. Nah, a little bit more than a year ago, come to think of it. Ben says on the NAS topic, you're going to be 1K deep for a decent setup. Yeah, that's not happening. I'm looking to be like $100 deep, not $1,000 deep. Michael K says, see that canopy from Beta FPV? I sent you an email 2 days ago on how to use my build. Yeah, so one or two of the guys at Rampage had that setup. They had the Beta FPV big giant canopy. If I have to go that route, I will, but that's going to be that's going to be like worst case scenario for me because that canopy is just gigantic and it's going to be heavy and I'm really trying to keep the weight down here. So yeah, the Beta FPV canopy is sort of my last resort, which is kind of annoying because it looks like it's the most plug-and-play solution. There's a little inside bracket piece that the camera seems to slot damn near perfectly into, and then it attaches to the canopy. But yeah, it's just really big and really heavy. So that is in my pocket as an option, but it's kind of like the last option. Dude, Michael, thank you for that email. Michael saw me on the stream talking about like, hey, what are do you guys know of any options? I hope you don't mind me showing the email, but it's a great email and I really appreciate, you sending this over. So yeah, apparently Michael's been, is it Michael or Mikhail? He's been down this road before, it would appear, and he's tried a bunch of different options here. So here's the Newbie toothpick canopy is what I usually refer to this as. He says that the board of the camera fits nice, but the lens is not really secured. I don't like this option anyway because when you smack into things face first, it rips the since it's just a 3-post here, the side and the front, it rips the front post off of your frame. This is a great canopy for toothpicks where you've got screws rooted into carbon fiber, but for a plastic frame, this canopy will break your frame pretty quickly. And then, so here's the Beta FPV option. And it's really nice. It's like super molded, but like, look how big it is. See how this is just big. But look how nice that sits in there, man. Like that's a really nice little fit. So there's a chance that I might end up going this route, but it's kind of like my last resort because I'm assuming that this is the heaviest option here just because of how big it is, right? And then, dude, thanks again for all these pictures. This is super helpful. Yeah, look how nicely it fits in there. Like this. I don't know. I might end up going this option. We'll see. Yeah, see, so 33 grams, that's a lot, and that's dry. I think this is on 1002s, right? So if I did, and this is also on a Meteor frame. I think the Happy Model Mobula 7 V4 frame might be a little bit lighter than this frame. So like, let's say that this Mobula 7 V4 frame is a gram lighter, 33 becomes 32. I think these are 1002s on here. So if I switch this down to 802s, we could probably, you know, we were 33 to 32 for the frame, 32, 31, 30, maybe 29 if I'm lucky. All up, that's still pretty heavy though. 29 grams dry is still a lot. So I'm pretty sure that this canopy is kind of heavy, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't have a good feel for the weights of these Walksnail builds yet. So maybe this is not that heavy. I'm starting to kind of figure out. These Gemfan tri-blades are also a little bit of a heavier prop. The new 1608 Gemfans are a little bit lighter. So yeah, I'm not sure. And then he calls out really quickly here the Happy Model Mobula 6 canopy. Cross mount is fine, but the canopy has too small of a gap for a lens. Oh, I didn't think of that. This is probably the option that I'm gonna go with, is the Mobula 6 canopy. And if I have to like open up the canopy a little bit, that's fine. I think this is gonna be the lightest option. So I'm gonna start there and then kind of figure it out. And it's somebody at Rampage had that set up too. They had it in a Mobula 6 canopy. And it looked pretty clean, so I don't think it was like all melted up. So that's what I'm gonna go first, and then I'll start farting around after that. Thanks again, Michael, for that email. Super helpful. Just in Time says you were on the video. He shows the back side of it. Avatar Mini 1S Lite. It got lighter video. He shows the back side of it. Does he really? Did I just miss it? Let's see. Oh, it got lighter. Here we go. Hold on. So let me take a quick look here. Let's fast forward through. What I need to see is the mount. Oh, is that it? Is this it? Oh, this is it. Okay. I'm not going to play the audio. If I play the audio, I'll definitely get copyright dinged. I'm sure Nick doesn't really care, but hey, there it is. Yep, that's the exact same. That is the exact same thing that comes with the Mobula 6. Yep, I had a feeling. Okay, cool. So, all right, yeah, I'm gonna try it in the Mobula 6 canopy. Dude, thank you so much. This is exactly what I needed to see. Yeah, this is the exact same little mounting piece that comes with the regular old Mobula 6 to mount the... I mean, it certainly looks like it. Maybe it's not exactly the same, but it really does look like it. To mount the RunCam Nano 3. And I have a ton of these, so that's great. That is absolutely fantastic. Thank you, dude. Kevin Sumner says they're doing 12-hour streams Saturday and Sunday to grade the iGOS submissions. Gotcha. So yeah, I'm not... I ain't moving for a 12-hour stream. GFPV didn't tag me, but I just happened to see it. He says, can you help me? I have a Mobula 7 with 1002 motors, and I can't get it to stop vibrating in the camera when throttling. So if you're seeing vibrations in the camera, a lot of times what that means is that your camera is not mounted securely. So definitely check that first. And then if that's not the problem, man, it could be a number of things. If you've crashed it a lot, the propellers could be all bent up, so swap those first. That's the cheapest and quickest troubleshoot. If that doesn't help, if it's been crashed a lot, the motors could be banged up and out of balance. You want to spin the motors up in the motors tab of Betaflight and hold the rig and spin each motor up individually and feel if one of the motors is vibrating really hard. A lot of times the front motors will vibrate harder. Replace the motor to get a clean running motor. Those are the most common issues. Fire Mike says, thinking about getting rid of my goggles too and air unit. Is there anywhere I can post for sale or trade? Yeah, for sure, Fire Mike. Although, do me a favor, shoot me. Nah, I don't have the money. Never mind. If you join my Patreon, you'll get access for 10 whole cents a day. You'll get access to 2 Facebook groups, neither of which I have access to right now because my Facebook is hacked. But yeah, 2 Facebook groups. One of them is the Micro King's Castle with CiottiFPV for just hanging out. The other one is just like a little buy and sell group for us, for the people in our little community with trustworthy folks. So yeah, you can do that, or you could throw it up over on my Discord as well, or you can just put it on Facebook Marketplace and some rando will probably grab them. So yeah, there's a couple of options for you. Ben Veltman says, first noticed the camera issue when I would crash, then I also noticed it at less than 50% battery. The fix was to just replug the camera. Doing some bench tests later today. Thanks. What? Crash. Then also noticed it at less than 50% battery. I would replace that camera. But still try to like nail down when it happens, because that's free. But starting to sound like that camera might be the problem. It's 50-50. It's either the camera or the AIO. Rob Axelson says, use part of that mount that holds the camera with another canopy. That's an interesting idea. Use the Beta FPV little mount piece. Although I think the Mobula 6 mount piece might be kind of perfect, so we'll see. But that Beta FPV mount pulls the camera inside the canopy, so that's a really cool idea, Rob. Maybe use the beta, if it'll work, the Beta FPV inner mount piece with the Mobula 6 canopy, because the Mobula 6 canopy is almost certainly lighter. Let me do something. That's an excellent idea. So I'm trying to do a newbie drone order. Let's see if I can find that canopy somewhere. FPV canopy. Oh my god, there's a whole bunch. Micro HD canopy, I'm gonna assume, is the one. Specifically designed for Walksnail Avatar Nano camera. Runcam Nano Light camera. From the picture, it doesn't look like it has the little insert for the inside. Let's see. So I need something. Here we go. 1S Mini HD0 Lite. No, I need something for the Avatar Lite. This does not look like it's going to come with that little inner piece that I need. Let's see. Might be the kind of thing that I need to buy direct from Beta FPV. Let's check this though while we're here. Yeah, same deal. It doesn't look like it comes with that little inner piece. Let's go to Beta FPV and see if there's a specific name for the God damn it with the pop-ups. Why the fuck has every single goddamn FPV website now gone to using stupid effing pop-ups? Avatar Lite. So if I search for that, here it is. Micro Canopy Lite. I bet you this is the one. It says new. I think this is it. Why don't they have the little inside piece pictured? What world is this? Stop it! What world am I living in here? Man, I gotta be honest, I really wish they had a hey, there it is. There's the little inner piece. Cool. So This is called the Micro Canopy Lite. Wow, what a dumb name. That is a name that I'm not going to be able to search for. You fuckers. All right, hold on. PV Micro Canopy Lite. Anybody else have it? Looks like Heli Direct has it. Oh, I just did an order from here, though. My God. And hey, look at Weebly. They've got it pictured. Weebly for the win. Always, man. Just always. All right, cool. So I can get it from Weebly. That's fantastic. But I just did an order from there. Does anybody else have it? Heli Direct looks like they have it. Sometimes I can find stuff to buy off of Heli Direct. Alright, I'm going to leave this open in a tab. This is not the right one. Unless it is. I mean, this, for all I know, this might come with that little inner piece. Oh, it does! It does! It does! It does! There it is! There it is! Beautiful. Oh, here we go. Package includes. There we go. A 20 degree and a 30 degree. Okay, cool. So I'll probably get this. I think this might be a different... This might not be the exact canopy. It's hard to tell because they have the stupid fucking king, queen, whatever the hell it is, pieces up on... No, it's not the same one. See, it's got a lot more plastic up on top here. This is going to be even heavier. And this inner piece, this is the wrong inner piece. Look at this nonsense. This is not it. This is not the one. This is not the one. Not the way. Oh, tell me Amazon has it. Give me the easy button. Oh! Is that it? That's not it. Damn it. Come on, just be on Amazon so I can just order it. Is that it? I think that's it. Yes! There it is. That's the piece. Oh. Oh. It's all the colors. That's completely unnecessary. $22. Come on now. Man, do I not need them in any color other than black and white. Beta FPV does some weird colors. They do like these weird pastel colors. Why? Why? Is it to like appeal to kids or something? I'm not buying 6 of them. That's a little silly. Well, all right. I'm gonna do I'll do a Heli Direct order. I would do another Weebly order, but like you have to pay shipping, and like I would literally just be ordering that one thing because I just did an order from there. So yeah, I will do a Heli Direct order because they have it in stock in black, which is the color that I would get anyway. And I bet you I can find a couple. Stop! I bet you I can find a couple other things on Heli Direct that are kind of fun. Okay, cool. What if I... Do they have it in another color, maybe? Come on. Oh, they just have it in stupid colors. Okay, no. Yeah, I'll get it in black. Alright, cool. If anybody needs anything from Heli Direct, I'm doing an order. You're going to have to pay shipping from me, though, which is kind of annoying. Okay, cool. Figured that out. And... all right, let's get caught up on chat here, and then we'll do some other things. Good Lord, it's 4:15 already. Roboxen says, hey, set my HD0 goggles out for optics repair on Monday. Got them back Friday afternoon. Holy Christ. That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. Good for fucking HD0. Wow. Freelojo says, what is the all-up weight on your tiny lifters? 78 grams. 78 grams with a 26-gram camera on board. Peter says, any tips for flight controller ELRS with or without VTX plus VTX to connect for 65mm analog with 070220? I'm lost. Any tips for flight controller? Oh, which flight controller should you buy, basically? The only flight controller that you should buy for any Tiny Whoop at this point is the regular old Happy Model full-size 5-amp. It's the flight controller that you get with the Mobula 6 ELRS, and it's just bulletproof. And all of the other AIOs are kind of a nightmare. So, yeah, that's the only AIO that I even begin to recommend. Michael calling out Beta FPV Micro Canopy Lite. Thank you, dude. Frilo just says, does anyone know of a Thumb Pro mount for the Goober canopy? I do not. I was thinking about getting a Thumb Pro, and then I noticed that there was no mount, and I said to hell with it. So, yeah, I do not know. Denzel the Terrible says, they do look like shell racing colors, though. That's true. That is true. That's if you get a little bit of blue and orange on there, you could pull that off. Just in Time says, I sent a link for a camera mount with a canopy. It's up in the comments. So Just in Time, you're not a moderator, so you can't put links. If you drop a link, it just deletes it. Tell me what to Google search for to get to that. And we'll pull it up here. Okay, so hey, I'm doing some. I'm testing my Session 5s. I have these 3 Session 5s. I have 5 Session 5s at the moment. 2 of them are like brand new. 3 of them are whooped to shit, and I'm testing them. If you have Session 5s, you should test them because the batteries get kind of weak. And yeah, you should just test them. The way that I test them is I charge it all the way up, and then I unplug. When it stops charging, I unplug it and I replug it back in to really charge it back up, making sure it's absolutely all the way. Throw a great big memory card in it, and just tell it to record. And this is the one with the working screen, which is kind of amazing. Yeah, hit record and just put it down, and the files on board will tell you exactly how long the battery is going to last. So this is going to drain it all the way down. I'm going to charge it all the way back up, and then I'm going to let it sit for a day or two, and then I'm going to do this test again. Because what's been happening on some of the batteries on these things is that fresh off the charger, they're good to go, but if you let it sit for a couple of days, the battery goes flat. And that's just something that you want to know. Like, don't throw it away, right? Just if you've got one of these where the battery won't last sitting charged for a couple of days, you just like make a note, write it on there. I have a whiteboard that I keep track of stuff like that on. So that you know that this particular Session 5, if you're going to use it, it needs to come off the charger, go onto the quad, and then you go out to fly. So yeah, I'm doing that right now. I'm going to put this guy right here, and it's going to sit there and just blink and blink and blink and blink. Excuse me. I just burped. It was gross. This is number 2, and I'm going to plug this guy into the charger. Petter with a 50 CZK super chat. Thank you, homie. He says thanks. Same as Kevin said. What did Kevin say? What did Kevin say? Same as Kevin said. What did Kevin say? Where's Kevin? Kevin Sumner? What did he say? 12-hour streams? Thank you, Petter, for the super chat. Blizzard FPV with a 222 Canadian. He says Session 5 bid starting at 222. Denzilla Terrible says we need to talk about Kevin. What's happening? What's the Kevin talk? Kevin Sumner says, oh, okay, Happy Model AIO for Peter. Got it. Yep. Happy Model. Unbelievably. But yeah, stranger things have happened. Cool. Caught up on chat. Man, I've got a mess over here. What did I put into the description of this video? We do have to get in the simulator. Let me hit the Velocidrone button just to get that fired up. 65mm Walksnail build begins. TinyWhoop reassembly. It is 4:22. Glad I got caught up on my emails. That was bugging the shit out of me. Okay, so let's put a let's put something back together. This is a hot mess over here. I gotta get this figured out. Hold on. I gotta quit and relaunch Logitech so that this camera looks half decent. Come on, Logitech, please. Please. For God's sakes, Logitech. Oh, fart. It was coming up and I quit it. All right. That'll pop up in a second. So this is a couple of different things. So I really wanted to kind of talk it out in terms of like the Walksnail builds. So that's kind of good. This is a Happy Model X12. It has a VTX on board. So I'm not going to use this with the Walksnail builds. For the Walksnail builds, I'm going to buy AIOs like this Beta FPV. This, I think, is the lightest weight of the non-VTX ELRS AIOs. So this is the one that's going to be used with the Walksnail Lite on a 65mm build. So, you know what? Let's make a little build bag for this real quick here. So I've actually kind of got one started over here already. I need a little Meteor 65 frame, and I've got one right over here. Okay, so this is going to be a black build, and so I've got a Meteor 65 frame here, just floating around. What motors are these? These are Weebleed FPV 0702 28500. So I'm not going to use these motors, but I am going to use a very similar motor. I'm going to go, I think I might need the extra power, so I'm going to go with the TinyWhoop 30,000 kV. I wish I had an extra set of the 32,000 kV motors, but I do not, which is okay. So we're going to do this frame here. This, I think, is going to be another rig that I build and do a live auction of. So I got a little build bag for that here. Do that maybe next Wednesday. No promises, but so this is a little bag that I've got one of the canopies with the little back piece, which should be good. So we got that, and then we've got our frame, and then we've got our flight controller with ELRS with no VTX. We've got our VTX and 1S Lite, already BT 2.0 on there. All I need is motors, and I've got... So yeah, we're going to start as light as possible. So definitely a 702 with as much RPM as possible. Well, I could use these, but I want to be able to show you this on the stream. So yeah, I'm not going to use those. I'm going to use the 30,000s. Let me get those out real quick. And so we've got 802, 702. Here we go. All right. So here's my little stash of 702, 30,000s. Hopefully these aren't like super beat. I have been using these quite a bit. That's a 26,000. We don't want that. There should be 4 30,000s in here. There's another 30,000. There's another 30,000. And there's one more. Okay, cool. So that's now good to go. There's our Walksnail 1S build, yo. We're going as light as possible. You know what we can do? We can actually weigh it. Let's see what it's going to weigh, yo. I got all the stuff. What is happening upstairs? Well, friends, let me go upstairs. There's chaos going on upstairs. Let me see what the hell's happening. Be right back. Hold on. I'm gonna put on a little bit of flying for you with some music. Be right back. Oh, this is Joshua flying actually. Yeah, this is Joshua flying the 1S 32,000 kV. We good. Azalea's up there just running around like a maniac. Okay. So, yeah, let's weigh this, yo. Let's weigh this. I'm going to leave this on because me weighing something is pretty boring, to be honest. It's much more interesting for you to watch Joshua rip a 1S 32,000 kV ultimate freestyle tiny whoop around. So there's going to be screws missing and propellers missing, but, you know, this will get us an idea of where we would be at. Actually, no, I got a set of propellers I can throw on here. Here we go. All right, there's propellers. So just the screws, just the motor screws are going to be missing from this weight measurement. And, all right. There are the motors. Here's the Walksnail 1S Lite. And then, so here's what I'll do. I'm gonna weigh this bag with the canopy, and hopefully the plastic of the bag is gonna substitute the weight of the motor screws. Okay, 25.7 grams. That's not bad. That's almost what the Newbie cockroach rigs weigh when they're all loaded up with the goober canopy and the T antenna and all that stuff. So I've got motors, I've got propellers. I think this is now me flying again, I'm not sure. Propellers, motors, frame, AIO, VTX, camera, canopy, bunch of mounting screws, plastic bag to substitute the weight of the motor screws. 25.7, yo. That's nothing to sneeze at, as they say. I don't know who they is, but okay. I'm down with this. This should be fun. I saw Joshua put up a video like today or yesterday about Walksnail update. That's kind of cool. I'll be watching that. Try to figure that out. I think this might still be Joshua, come to think of it. I think I made him fly a second battery because he didn't seem impressed enough on the first battery. To be honest, he didn't seem all that impressed, which I was kind of bummed about. But we were in like a big space. This is and he hadn't flown in here yet. So yeah, I'm gonna assume that's kind of why. I bet you if he flew this thing in his house, he would be much more kind of impressed. And that's what that's what this rig was built for. And I mean, to be honest, even in this space, I think that this is the best flying rig. Like, yeah, the 75s have more power, but this had plenty of power. And what this had that 75s didn't have is more float. And the extra float made these big dives a lot more controllable and a lot more realistic. Yeah, this is Joshua flying. So yeah, I still think that this is the right rig to be kind of flying here. 75s were great here. Don't get me wrong; they were completely fine in this location. But yeah, the 65s were just magic. The 65s with power, at least, were magic. All right. There we go. So yeah, there you go. There's Bardwell flying the ultimate freestyle Tiny Whoop. He seemed like he was somewhat impressed. I don't know. This. So I need to make. Hey! You know what I still need, guys? I still need these prop bags for 5-inch props. The bigger prop bags. I know somebody out there hoards these as bad as I do. I've hoarded them forever, but now that I've been sponsored by GemFan, they send me propellers in great big bags. So I've used all of mine to package the. So yeah, if you have this is for smaller props, but the full size 5-inch prop baggies. If you have a million of them, I would love to take some off your hands because I use them for everything around here, and I've amazingly run through all of mine. Although I think I threw a bunch of them away at one point. So yeah, I use them to make little build bags. Is my favorite thing to do with them. I'll put like everything needed for a build in there, and then it just helps me kind of get organized. Okay. So. Free Lidger says, check livestream live. Don't switch. Livestream live. Oh, we got some stuff going on. Let's check it out. There's Michael D showing me the Caddx Ant mounting in the can. So this is the other canopy that I need to find. This is the Happy Model Walksnail canopy. So I do need to, but I think I saw this at, like I said, Race Day Quads. So yeah, I need to grab this canopy as well, because I think this is going to be I think this canopy is going to be better than the regular Mobula 6 canopy, just because the lens, this canopy is set up with the screw. The screw is really far back in this canopy, so that the lens isn't hanging out really far. So yeah, I need to snag one or two of these canopies. But what do we got here? BLV3, RP2, RCM Power 1002 14s, Cockroach 75, Gemflan 1610. Is that a 1S? Is that a 1S tiny lifter? No, it looks like it's a 2S. Yeah, two batteries on the bottom there. Very cool. What's this? This is the Caddx Walnut. Where's this print? This is a cool looking little print. That looks a little bit different from our normal ones. Is this on Thingiverse? Dude, that's very cool. Very, very cool. 78 grams on the nose. Wow. It's the exact same weight as mine. Although there's some extra weight coming from somewhere, because you're on 1002s and I'm on 1102s. I wonder where your extra weight is coming from. Is it maybe that the Caddx Walnut is a little bit heavier? That could be it. I'm sure it flies completely fine on the 1002s though. Nice, dude. Wow. Right on the nose, 78 grams. Good shit. All right, cool. And just in time, sent an email the link. Perfect. That's great. Got it, Justin. Thingiverse. Let's see. If they're 1S light camera mount. Oh. Look at this. Oh, cool. Okay, so yeah, there's the mounting holes, top and bottom. And then I'm assuming that this is 14 mil. Oh, dude, good find. Good fucking find. Give me this bigger. Come on, give me bigger. Bigger! Oh, yeah. And then so you put the screws in from the back, and then there. And this is cool because it spaces it back. Oh, dude, good find. This is gonna have a little bit of weight to it, which is kind of annoying. But this is nice because you can then mount this in any, I'll bet, canopy that takes 14mm mounts, and there's a whole bunch of them. This is amazing, dude. Great find. I'm going to leave this open in a tab. Yeah, really good find here. Awesome. Let me drop this up in here. Very cool. Okay, let's, we're getting some stuff done. All right. Velocidrone is ready to go whenever we are. So this is going to get used. This 1002 is going to go with one of these 1S lights, and I need to get an AIO for this, and then I'll figure out a canopy solution. So yeah, this is going to be another build here, and let's put this now. I'll put this over here. No. I'll put this up here. Okay. Trying to stay organized here, man. It's hard. It's a challenge. Struggle. Never-ending struggle of organization. Good. So now we've got this thing. Should I put this... What should I do here? Should I put this back together? And what's the point of this? So this is the Jungle Gym Basher rig. I don't know if these motors are all banged up. If these motors are all banged up, which they might be, then it doesn't make much sense to try to use these on like a cinematic Walksnail kind of setup. Although, I mean, if they do end up being banged up, I just unscrew them and away we go. But then what am I going to do with this X12? This X12... I would kind of like to keep this together. This is like the ultimate 75mm rig. So, but man, these 27,000s on this analog setup, it is so much power. My God, it is so much goddamn power. 16-bit says, I wonder if you can vacuum form canopies. Yeah, TinyWhoop.com has been doing that for years. They're extremely light, but unfortunately they're extremely fragile. So yeah, kind of tough. Not extremely fragile. They're actually more durable than you'd think, but they're not durable enough, basically. They have about 1 million of them on their websites in all different really cool colors. They even have them flocked, which is absolutely amazing. 70 X12. Happy Model X12. What do we use you for? It only goes in this frame. Okay, so I'm not going to use these motors. I got it. All right, so this is going to go into this now not broken frame. Is the battery bay the same front to back on the Mobula 7? Looks like it is. Okay, so there's this little mounting point for some weird canopy. I'm trying to figure out what I want to put in the front of the frame. I'm going to put this in the front of the frame. This is going to be my front. So put the BT 2.0 lead back here like this. And then drop this guy down. Okay. We are going to play with some different motors on this build. I wonder what a 702 would be like with the 1.6-inch tri-blades. I have to assume that it's not going to be enough stator volume, but why the hell not test that? And then we can also compare that to 603. I really kind of want to put this thing back. I had this. I had a similar build to this on the 603 26,000s, and it was really good. It was kind of like shockingly good. So I'm going to go back in that direction with this, I think. Let's take a quick look here. So here they are, 603 26,000s. They should be in here. Yep, there they are. All right, cool. So those are going to make their way back on here. Well, not back on here, but on here. What do I have this for? Oh, just a little jibby jabby. Okay. What else do I have here? Nope, those ain't it. Oh, I have the EX802s. Those are kind of cool. That might be fun. And then I have another one of these. Bear with me 1 second, friends. I'm just trying to think of an interesting setup for this rig that like will accomplish some testing and that we can like learn some stuff from. New Garden 1, Indy 500. Who the hell's New Garden? Okay, so let's get some motors out here. Let's figure this out. Digging into the stash here, pulling out some motors. We got some here. We're gonna they're gonna have to be high kV motors. So a bunch of these are not gonna work. This I can't show. What are these? These are... Get out of there! These are 0802... 0802... 20,000s, I think? Which is going to be way too low. These are the old school... Oh, these are actually only 18,000. Alright, not going to use those. I'm going to play around with 2S on these one of these days. But today ain't that day. Vibrating. Oh, wow, I have an extra V4. I didn't know that. Okay, that's kind of nice. Alright. Got that. Got this. Okay, so let's dig through these real quick. And we'll spec out a little 75 mil build. I think it's going to end up on these 603 26s, but just for the sake of argument here, let's putz around with this a little bit. So TinyWhoop 702 30,000s. These are what I just had. These are earmarked for that other build, so this can go away. Gore V2 702 28,500s. I have these on another build. These are the V1. This box is for the V2s. Okay, yeah. So these Gore V2 702 28,500s are currently on the analog 65 millimeter cinematic fractal build. Did he turn right? Denzel says he did indeed. TinyWhoop Hex 802 30,000s. These are actually all Happy Model 19,000s, but I kept them for the bells. I have the 30,000s bolted to a frame over there. Don't really need that much kV. I mean, the 802 stator size is great. But I would have to motor limit those down. 30,000 kV is going to be too much for these 1.6 inch Bradleys. Hell, these 802s with 27,000 kV, that was like maniacal. It was just chaos. Here's the little box for them, so we can put that aside as well. All right, we're cooking now. Here we go. Get out of there! Get out of the way! There it is. These are the full can 802s. What are these? Are these 25? Oh, this is interesting. These are kind of heavy though, but these are 25,000 kV 802s. These would actually be really good. And you know what? These... Oh yeah, okay. So we're going to leave these out. This is going to give me the exact same flight experience as I would get with the snow blowers. Although I can do that with these by just motor limiting them down. So let's not do that. That's kind of redundant. Yeah, that's redundant. And I would have to worry about bending the motor shaft. So yeah, we're not going to go down that road. And then this is the case for the Moon Travelers, the 0702 32,000s, which are... yeah, we're not playing with those. We don't need that extra kV. So what do we got in here? We've got some Newbie Drone Flow 1102. Where's the kV? 19,000 kV. That's too low. We've got a bunch of random stuff. We've got 18,000 kV 1102s in here by BetaFPV. This is kind of like the stash of low kV motors that I don't necessarily want to throw away, but don't really have a use. And there's a bunch of like one-off, like single motors in here that I bought in order to like weigh or check out how notchy they are. Okay, so we're down to these. How do I not have a 702? I guess I do. I guess I have the yeah, no, I'm going to put it on these. I'm going to put it on these 603s. I think this is going to be the lightest possible configuration. And then I'll move it from these over to back to the 802 27,000s. And yeah, we'll see how it is. So I'm interested to see what the weight will be on these. The full build weight with these guys. Man, I wonder if the 702s would work. I can't imagine that they would. I have to imagine that 702 on this 1.6 inch bi-blade is just not going to be enough. But man, crazier things have happened. Let's, we're going to test it. We're going to test it. I have a set of the 702s in this little build bag here. Before I put this build together, we are going to give this a shot. So, all right, that'll be cool. We're not doing it today. We're just kind of theorizing about it today. And yeah, I'm not going to crash these hard because these are going to go on this other build. Yeah, here's the new. This is the AIO that you want, guys, by the way. This is the one. ELRS F4 2G4. This is the one. This is the regular old Happy Model AIO. Pyrodrone currently has it in stock. This is the one. This is the only one to buy, in my opinion. So, okay. We're going to build the absolute lightest weight 75 millimeter rig possible with this set of 702 28,500 kV We-Bleed FPV motors. That'll be fun. It won't fly good, I don't think, but a really nice little kind of data point as to what this will do. This will confirm that 702 is a motor that is like locked in to locked into bi-blade 1.2 inch propellers, and that's a good little sort of data point or whatever to have. We've already kind of confirmed that by running the 702s on running them on tri-blade 1.2 inch propellers, and they just don't perform all that well. But yeah, it's always nice to kind of double check that. We bleed 070228. This is interesting. So those are going to go with that build as some extra motors. Okay. What's up, chat? What are you guys up to? 702, 30,000s, 802, 30s. I guess I don't need this little case anymore. Hold on to it. Okay. So that'll be cool. We can get that figured out and do a little build. We're going to hop into the simulator in a minute. So I guess the first thing we'll do is fire this up on these 702s. And then after that, we can put it up on the 603s. And then we'll move it to the iGal motors. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be cool. Let's just do this real quick. Hold on. This will not take very long. Let's just throw this thing together with these little tiny 702s, because I'm dying to see what it weighs. Who's got a 75 millimeter? Who's got a light 75 millimeter build that they can weigh real quick? Give it to me dry. I'm definitely going to have to motor limit this down. 28,500 kV is way too much for these bigger propellers. So yeah, I think I'm going to motor limit down to, like, Christ, 80%. I mean, we'll see how it is. Yeah, give me some 75 millimeter build weights, friends. That would be very helpful. Okay. All right, here's this little build bag, kind of back into shape, but we got these little guys here. Okay, so might as well just throw these three in. What the hell camera is this? This is the Foxeer Pico Razor. Or Razor Pico, I guess. Ow! All right. Drop this canopy on. My God, there's nothing better than how easy it is to build tiny whoops. It really is, like, it just makes me, like, it makes me want to build them. It really does. What's happening with this camera? Why are these wires so weird right now? Are they gonna not want to lay flat? You guys gonna lay flat? You guys gonna be cool? You guys gonna be jerks? Yeah, whatever. Okay, this mount is kind of annoying, but just be patient and you can get it. There we go. So this is the McStinky mount. If you buy a sticker from me, you can get a free McStinky mount. I've got a whole bunch of stickers up on the Etsy store, but there's a bunch that actually aren't up there. I'm trying to get them up, she said. Yeah. If you want a sticker and a McStinky mount or two, message me and we'll get it all worked out. I've got them in a couple different colors, and I've got them for different cameras. They're the mounts that the majority of the top racers are using nowadays, so it's a nice little mount. Okay, that looks fine. Those wires are not wanting to sit flat, but it's actually kind of okay. No, that's not okay. It's sitting on top of the UFL. I don't want that. There we go. That's better. Okay, yeah, it's completely fine now. All right. Got a couple turns on these screws here. Good. Okay. Oh, and I meant to change the UFL on here. I have an extra short little jibby jabby. But whatever, it's fine. One more screw in the rear of the AIO. Kevin Sumner says Fractal 75 HD0 Whoop Light 28.8 grams. Fractal 75. Okay, which is heavy. CH3 with a fucking 20.81. Jesus. Oh, you've got that on 0702s. Look at you. Have you tried that on different motors? I think. Well, I mean, you're gonna love this test. Well, you're probably not gonna love this test because I think that the end result of this test is gonna be don't do 702s on 75 millimeter propellers. Unless like you're going for runtime. If you're going for runtime or you just lightweight at all costs, then yeah, 702s for sure. But I think what this test is going to show in my case is that the PID loop response time, just the response time in general, is not going to be quite good enough with these 702s. You never know though. You never know. A low KV, a lower KV 702. Might not even notice. But I think I'm really hopeful for these 603s. I had a very similar setup to this, and I was really impressed by the 603s. So yeah, this will be cool to run a motor that I think is a little bit too small, and then we'll do the 603s, and then we'll go up to the 802s. So we'll get to see all three sides of this, and I believe that the 0802s are going to be the best because these are much bigger, much more draggy, much more thrusty propellers, and that should really benefit from the 802 stator size. But yeah, this is one of the best ways to find out. So let's do it. I don't even have a 300 mAh battery charged right now to be able to like try this out once I have it together. I apologize for that, but hey, you should expect that from me by now. Captain Unprepared. Okay, here we go, and let's get that guy in there. They're pretty cool. I'm really interested to see what this weighs. Because this is a fairly lightweight 75 millimeter build. It's got a very light little whip antenna on it. And then, I don't know what the deal is with the 75 millimeter frames. Who knows what the lightest... Anybody know what the lightest 75 mil frame is? It might be this Mob 7 V4. Anybody know? Anybody know 75 mil frame weights offhand? The Fractal setup is certainly going to be heavier. It always is. It's got almost the exact same amount of plastic, but then it's also got all the carbon fiber, a couple extra screws, a bunch of TPU. So yeah, the Fractal setups are never lightweight kings. Okay. Get this plugged in here. Got any more weights in chat? Petter says, the only drawback of Happy Model 2G4 is that it has no black box, and although I'm a ship pilot, I'm an engineer. It doesn't help. Here's the thing about black box on Tiny Whoops, though. It in my opinion, at least, it doesn't really have much value. Tiny Whoops are so easy to tune because a lot of the vibrations happen really high in the frequencies that, like, for the most part, with most Tiny Whoops that have a half-decent AIO that's not super electrically noisy, and motors that are not completely beat to hell, you just take the master multiplier and just move it up to like 1.6 right off the rip, and then on some really clean rigs you can move it all the way up to 1.8 or even 2.0. And then you're pretty much good to go. Like, you just resist the urge to like have the black box data. Like, and with the filtering, you can pretty much like remove a bunch of filtering from Tiny Whoops normally as well. Again, as long as you're using an AIO that's not an electrical nightmare like many of them unfortunately are. So yeah, it's believe me, I would love to have black box as well, but until there's an AIO that's reliable that has black box, I'm of the mind that this is our best bet. If nothing else, then just for reliability. Like, I'm just so tired of AIOs exploding, and I just can't find any that hold up like this one. You know, when you start to do stuff like adding a black box chip, you're going to potentially sacrifice a bunch of little capacitors, right? Like, everything has to come at a cost. So I think this board is really the sweet spot of, like, it has enough little tiny capacitors on it, and it's got enough of a feature set, right? ELRS, that it's nice and reliable and flies really well. And you can't see what's going on, but I mean, tuning is so simple nowadays that you just kind of keep pushing a couple of the sliders up until it flies the way you want it to, and then away you go. Just focus on flying. All right, there it is. Let's throw these props on it and put it on the scale. Still doing props out on these things. I do need to. Oh, these are these are 1.5 millimeter shaft propellers. I need 1 mil, and I think they're going to be in here. Let's see. Nope, those are 1.5. I know I have a set. Is this it here? Yep, that's a 1 mil shaft. All right, so we got one. Whoops, nope, it's this motor. Oh man, that is fitting kind of loose. If your TinyWhoop propellers are fitting kind of loose, take your really fine-tipped tweezers that you don't love, because it's going to bend the fine tip, so don't use your favorite fine-tipped tweezers. Put them into the propeller hole at like a 45-degree angle, and just spin it around. What you're trying to do is score up the inside of the prop hole. When you score it up like this, some of the plastic will like stand up, and then it'll push against the prop shaft a little bit harder. You can also take some super glue and rub it around in there, and then let it dry. And the super glue is kind of like rough in there, and then that'll give it enough bite against the motor shaft. But I actually prefer to do this. Just go in there and score up the plastic, and now it fits really nice on there. Okay, so these are the bi-blades that have the 1.5 millimeter mount. So let's throw these in here real quick. And then in the rest of this bag, there should be hopefully 3 more bi-blades that are 1 mil. I just gotta do it. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. Alright, where are they at? Where are they at? Where are they at? Where are you at, bi-blades? There's one. Come on. 2 more. 2 more. Where are they at? Why would I only have 2? Oh, no, here we go. Tell me I don't just have 3. Why would I only have 3? What? Hold on. Come on now. Is this real life? Did I give... I might have given one of these to somebody at Rampage. Son of a bitch. I thought that I gave him a blue 1.5 mil shaft. No, 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 no. Come on now. Don't do this to me. Don't be like this. Not like this. Please. Please no. Oh no. No. What? Why? How? How only 3? What? Come on now. Oh, this is... Oh boy, this is infuriating. Okay. Well, there's another thing that I'm going to have to put on that newbie drone order. God damn it. Really? Hold on. Do I have another? I have a bag of 1.6 inch quad blade props. Oh, there's more in here. There's more in here. Whoo! Thank God. Jesus. That would have been infuriating. Okay. Oh, you know what? No, this is a bag of 1mm props. This is a bag of 1mm shaft props. Okay, cool. I see what I did here. Okay. So, I got a bunch. These are the stupid HQ ones that are not drilled all the way through. Yeah, that's right. I remember this. I remember how I organized these. Whew! Crisis averted, friends. That would have been a real situation. We would have been in bad shape. Okay. Oh man, I have a bunch. Good. I can even maybe use like a fresh set on here. Stupid HQ. And then the rest of these. And... Alright! Well, I already put one on. No, that one looks kind of fresh. Okay, so we're going to do a fresh set of these props. Give these 702s the best possible chance of knocking our socks off. So we've got a high right on there. And then we want a high left, and a high right, and a high left, and we're good. The rest of these can go away. Nice, fresh set of props. We'll probably fly this on tomorrow night's stream. I'll get some batteries charged up. Some of the big, wide 300 mAh batteries, and we'll put this thing up in the air. And, yeah, see what it's all about. See what the ultra lightweight 75mm life is like, and then we'll pretty quickly put it on the 602s, because I'm pretty sure that those are going to be the 603s rather, 603s, because I'm pretty sure those are going to be the champions here. But I've been wrong before, so there it is. Let's see what it weighs. Will it be? I don't know. I have no idea what this is going to weigh. X12 AIO, Mobula 7. This is basically just a Mobula 7 1S ELRS with a different canopy, a slightly lighter antenna, and 702s. 22.3 grams dry. That's not too bad. That is a great example of how much weight you gain going up to a 75. This exact same, like, AIO, camera, mount, motor, whatever, on a 65mm rig is, like, less than 19 grams. So, yeah, that's a great example of what happens when you go to a 75. Yes, you get more efficiency, and in some cases you'll get more thrust, but the weight, the all-up weight, really goes quite mental. And, yeah. Cool. This will be fun. I'm super interested in ripping this a little bit. Noisy Miner says, does anybody have thoughts on the new crazy F405 HD ELRS 1 to 2S designed for digital HD? Is it worth buying? I think we had somebody in chat who it blew up on like the third battery. So I don't know. I don't like that you have to direct solder the motor. Ethan says you also gain power on 75, so it balances out. In my opinion, it does not balance out. The extra power is a completely different flight experience than extra weight. The extra weight is going to make it much more difficult to fly inside, and the extra power also actually makes it more difficult to fly inside. So it balances out the power to weight ratio, sure. But it doesn't balance out the flight experience at all. It's a very, very, very different flight experience, and it's much harder to fly. the extra weight and the extra power, both of those things make it significantly more difficult to fly, which is the main reason that I don't recommend it. Are there pilots that can fly it really well? Absolutely. Are you as good as those pilots? Probably not. Even I'm not. So yeah, like if you're top 50 pilots in the world, certainly not. So I build that fly better to help with how shit of a pilot I am. And then I really enjoy recommending those rigs because most people are not in that like elite club of, you know, top 50 sort of pilots in the world. So yeah, I really love to recommend and figure out setups that fly better to help people that are not the best pilots on the earth. Velocidrone is gone. I don't know where it went, but it's gone. Let me relaunch it. Kevin Sumner says, have you thought about getting a male JST connector and soldering them onto pad-only AIOs? Pad-only AIOs. Yes. Yes, I did that. I've done that a couple of times. I don't do it often. It's a cool idea. It's a little bit extra weight, but not that much. Not very much. Oh, it was already running. Okay. So we're going to do a multiplayer room with the glide. We're going to continue. We're going to create a session called CiottiFPV. And then we are going to go to somewhere that we haven't been before. And we're just going to straight up fly a little bit of 5-inch freestyle in this motherfucker. Let's go. What the hell's Red Valley? I've never heard of that before. Let's try it. Red Valley freestyle. Here we go. Put on some music, jam out a little bit. Oh, look at this. Ooh, this is gonna be cool. I'm down with this. Alright. That's a half decent song, too. Here we go. Oh! That didn't take long. Huh. The Velocidrone sounds are really low. Kind of wish they were a little bit louder. Whoa! Okay, we got away with one. I'm gonna give you guys a sticker overlay. Look at how much I mix roll with yaw. Is that a gap down there? Nope. Man, frame rate is really struggling. Oh boy. Blame the frame rate. It was the frame rate. That was the problem. Oh god. Tried to go through it backwards. Didn't work. Ah! Oh. Oh. Oh, come on. This is rad. Look at this fucking map. Jesus. What's that big shadow? Let's get a little cinematic with it. Let's just fly around. See what happens. A little mix of freestyle and cinematic for that ass. Hold on. Why didn't that work? That's weird. That should be working. Try that again. This is really fun, Jesus. Wow. This is a really cool little map. I think I'm about burned, though. Another minute or so. Oops. Hey! Thinking about moving over to, moving down to 20-degree up tilt. So this has all been at 30. We dropped down to 20 again. 20 allows me to fly slower. You know what's interesting is I flew 20 early days of 5-inch. In my old age, I think I'm flying slower. Get over that, get over that. Got there. Oh boy. 20 is also much more similar to what I'm doing on the Tiny Whoops. It's really hard for me to adjust from Tiny Whoop up tilt to 5-inch up tilt. Problem with 20 degrees is you can't really go fast. Like if you want to go fast, you end up looking down like this is me putting the nose down to really boogie, and you fill the whole frame up with just the ground. But I just don't go. I don't go fast anymore, really. Ooh. Oh god. Gross. I realized this the other day when I was flying at that little spot, that little power loopy spot. I was having a super hard time to adjusting to 30 degrees up tilt. Ah! Let's get a little... Watch this. Okay! Watch me slam into the rocks. 530, Jesus. Velocidrone, can you be cool? Alright, man. We did some stuff. We did some stuff today. I'm so curious to fly this 702 rig, though. Hold on. I got a battery. That'll work. So I've got this little foam. One of you beautiful people sent this to me, actually. This little foam battery bay adapter. And a funky sack! It's from a movie. I don't remember what one. Put this in. You just stuff it into the big battery bay here, like this. And then it'll let you put the little batteries in here. Okay, just like that. Alright, let's put that in there, and then you can take your regular 300s with a flat spot towards me, and just stuff them on in here. The only problem is the foam thing like kind of moves around, as you can see. There we go. Alright, let's see how this thing is. Oh, you know what? The motors aren't going to be spinning in the right direction. God damn it, Jim. Hold up. Hold on. We'll crossfire off of here, put ELRS in. I mean, I can... I'll just arm it and it'll freak out. And then... Because there is technically a chance that the batteries will spin, or the motors will spin the right direction, but they won't. Let's see. Come on. Come on. Come on. Nope. Fart! And now I gotta take this all back out. Maybe not. Maybe the foam thing I can just move forward. Yeah, look at that. Alright, let's get these motors spinning the right direction. Beta flight. We'll go for a quick rip. Beta fright! Connect! Motors! Motor direction. I understand the risks. Wizard, start and spin. Motor 1 is wrong. Motor 2 is wrong. Motor 3 is wrong. Wow, they're all wrong. Motor 4 is wrong. Look at that. It's actually having a really hard time spinning these motors. Okay, so then let's just check them. Motor 2 is correct. 1 is correct. 3 is correct. 4 is correct. Well, they're all backwards. It's kind of interesting. Stop motors, and let's, dynamic idle is off. Yeah, that's something weird about this X12. It doesn't like the dynamic idle. Let's move this motor idle percentage up to 10. Save and reboot. And then we got to motor limit this a little bit. This is 28,500 kV. That's a little too much for these big-ass propellers. So it's coming to PID tuning. Now let's bring the motor output limit down to 80%. Let me get a feel for that, though. Oops, that ain't it. That ain't it. It's calculator that I want. 28,500 times 0.8. So we're bringing it down to 22,800 kV. That's actually a little low. Let's do 85%. All right, there we go. And we can probably leave everything else alone. Disconnect. And let's see how it is. 0702 motors on a Mobula 7. An almost certainly cursed setup, but let's try it anyway. What do you say? See how it do. Alright, this battery is already down at 4 volts, so don't expect insanity. Hover point is very high. Wow, okay. Hold on. Let me take a little bit of Throttle Expo out. And I'm going to move the midpoint up. Alright, that should be a lot better. Yeah, 32, 33. Cool. Yeah, this is definitely the lightest 75 mil rig that I've ever flown. It feels light. Oops. Still feels lazy though. It like the 75 mil builds, they just feel very like, they just feel heavy and slow and like, because they are. They don't have as much pop. They don't have as much quickness. This isn't nearly as bad as I thought though. I mean, it's nowhere near as good as the equivalent 65mm build, but I thought it was gonna be. I thought I mean, admittedly, I've got some pretty serious PIDs on this. Like, I don't know if you saw, but the master multiplier is all the way up at 1.8. So we've got a lot of PIDs thrown at this. But I mean, that's okay. No reason to not do that. Struggles a little bit. It's yeah. These motors are too small for sure. But what's cool is that this performs really decent. You can really feel it there. You can really feel it when the elevation drops like that. It just struggles to catch itself. But man, look at the PID loop. Just getting it done. Wow, man. Very impressive. Very, very impressive that a little tiny 702 can move a big old boy like this around. That's kind of a testament to these GemFan biblades just being amazing. I've got a Beta FPV 300 mAh battery. Let's just burn this fucker down. Why not? The rest of these batteries that I have are 270s. I wouldn't dare put them on this. This is not meant for a smaller than 300 mAh battery. Huh. What an interesting little setup. Let's go upstairs with it. And just kind of like let it hang. That's some pretty good floatiness. There, see that? See that coming down the bottom there? Just like sitting it at full throttle. And it just didn't have enough stank a lot of puss to make it happen. Uh-oh. Yeah, see it starting to shudder though? Even with a ton of PIDs, it's still running out of power to fight off the prop wash. There we go. If you really start pouring the throttle on early. Oh my god! Not on purpose, but I ain't gonna complain. Really not bad. See, there's a little shutter there as well. Much better than I thought. See, and there's that extra weight. Just kind of dragging me out into that, into the washing machine. Yeah, so it doesn't actually, like, you would think this would float more because it's light and it's a big frame and it's a big prop, but it really doesn't. Like, mainly because it doesn't have the power. Like, when we talk about float, what you need to realize is that a lot of float is caused by the upward momentum. So without as much upward momentum, because these motors are just a little small, the float is really not there. Just for the sake of argument, let's do this real quick. Let's turn this motor limiting up. So now it's got even more kV, but you can barely feel it. Yeah. There is a little more here. There is a little more. But now what we're doing is we're saturating the motors. We're asking the motors to make more kV than the stator volume can really handle. .603s will be better for this, but we're not doing that today. Wow, not bad. Let me feel the motors. Oh, wow. This is one of the only times I've ever felt TinyWhoop motors that have a little bit of heat in them. They cool down super fast. Yeah. Yeah, so you can I can definitely feel that we're asking too much from these motors. But I'm actually really surprised at how decent this flies with this setup. So I'm going to leave this together like this, and then maybe tomorrow night, maybe Wednesday night, we're going to fly this around on these 702s, and then we're going to go 603s, and then we're going to go 802s. So you can just see it step by step. And I'm going to do the math to put these all on the same KV. I think what I'll do is, so the lowest KV is the 603s. They're 26,000s. So that's the math that we'll do. We'll put all of these. I might as well do it right now, actually. And there's the session. Oh man, it is hot. Jesus. There's the session running out of its battery. So roughly a little bit more than an hour. That's not bad though. It's not bad battery life. Calculator, and so what are these? These are 28,500 times 0.9, 25,650. That's pretty close. We were almost there. Where the hell's clear? Why is this a super? I just want a regular calculator. No. No RPM. Oh God, what? I don't want. Get away, extra stuff. What? Where's the clear? 28,500 times 0.91. Is that 26? There we go. 0.91 is as close, I think, as we're going to get to 26. 28,500 times 0.92. That goes a little bit over. So, yeah, 0.91 is, and that's almost exactly where I was. Might as well hit the nail right on the head, though. Let's plug this thing in, and we'll put it to 91%. I don't need to do anything to the tune. The tune is great. I guess you could build this a little bit lighter. The X12 is slightly heavier than the regular 5 amp. 91. So yeah, cool. This is now 26,000 kV. Almost on the nose. So yeah, cool. We'll get to see the difference between different stator volumes. That'll be pretty slick. I'm excited for that. Oh, my old rates on here. Oops. 40 and 40. There. Cool. Got the throttle expo turned down a little bit. And we're all set. All right, friends. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 10. Maybe we'll dive into the AOS 3.5 after I get this stuff mooshed out of the way. I don't know. Thanks for hanging, friends. I love every single one of you. Head on over to CiottiFPV.com to support your buddy, the gangliest gangle and all the gangles. And I'll keep on doing this forever. It's been going well on Patreon over the last 2 weeks, so thanks for that. Keep it up. Tell your friends. Support the people making the content that support you. Thanks, guys. Be good. Get these 3 batteries out here. Next time we're going to run it on the big boy Emax 300 mAh batteries, because the Mobula 7V4 is what those are for. So yeah, we're running on there. Yeah, be good, yo. Here comes a little bit more flying from Rampage. Let me give you some outdoor flying from Rampage. How about that? For a change. Hopefully I haven't played this one already. This is some rip squeaking. Why are these files all so small? This is the Ripsqueak 1404s on 3.5-inch Gemfan 3525 propellers, the brand new Gemfan props, and give you a little bit of music on top. Be good, yo. Epic and dark beats coming at you. Later.